Make sure that a couple of my people said they weren't getting the email.
You know how to share this link? I could put it in the chat.
Make sure that they weren't getting the email. You know how to share this link?
Ooh.
I can put it in the chat.
We are live. I gotta figure out where. Okay, much love and lights. I'm gonna take this moment to introduce us since it's already live. So much love and light, everyone. This is Mahatma Starseed. You're tuning into Elite Talks, and that was us just getting ourselves together and tapping. This is our first time gracing the stage with an elite squad of individuals that are ready to speak their conscious divine truth. And I'm excited for everyone that said yes to come to the show today. I'm looking really forward to seeing how we unfold this. This is our first time, so bear with us. We are super excited to share with you everything that we have coming forward. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of the lineup, what we got going on. Much love and light, Sheen. I see you just tapped in. So first today, what we have up is our news anchor, Marvin Jones, and I'm going to be introducing him in a little bit. And then after that, hopefully we get our artists on time, and we're going to have the battle rap, the flatter battle, which is a quite dynamic shift to how we can exchange energy. Instead of roasting each other, we're going to flatter each other. And I am so excited that our divine sister, Sunshine Monie from Les Nobodies, has created that amazing platform. So we asked her to come and be a part of this live extravaganza that we are hosting twice a month, every second Wednesday and fourth Wednesday of the month. And after we have the flatter battle, we're going to have a dope conscious conversation with our divine brother Sheen. And then after that, we're going to wrap it up with some artists. So we have an exciting show for today. I look forward for our lineup. And I'm just going to take a moment to ring the bell before we before I fully introduce Marvin. So this is our moment of acceptance, where we just ring in and bring the silence of our ancestors, let them know that, we're here guiding ourselves with the push that they allow us, and for our angels that keep us protected as we go through the pushes and challenges of life. So we're going to ring this bell 3 times. Okay, thank you so much to everyone that has tuned in today. Please take this moment to go share this video. Please get the word out. This is a dynamic conscious platform where we will be streaming live conscious content and the most effective and creative ways for us to do our shadow work and build an elite conversation. So with that, I'm going to introduce Mr. Marvin Jones. He is a cool, laid-back occultist that teaches the Stoic arts and specializes in the Jedi science. And today, he's going to share with us a little bit of news on his side of the world. So I'm going to bring him up and let him take it away.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? How's things been going out there? I'm here to share to y'all about the open singularity that opened up December 3rd, which I think was a Friday, around 12 o'clock noon. Now, what is a singularity? Well, first, we got to understand what a black hole is. A black hole, or the event horizon, as physics call it, is pretty much the collapsing of a particular star or planet as the energies get recycled into it. And in the womb of that black hole is produced a singularity, which is basically a new quantum universe. Or a realm. You see what I'm saying? So what's going on here is in our world, this event is taking place as we speak, right? So since it's taking place, you seeing the collapsing of all the laws of physics all around us. Since they've been suspended and collapsed, everything we know is now starting to transform and change. You see the realms and everything starting to merge. People are in a state of hysteria due to the suspension of the laws of physics. Because we all, no matter what level of consciousness we are on, are experiencing this shift on some level. So for everybody who wanted to stay in the 3D world, they experienced this shock, and that's what triggered the mass hysteria. For us who worked our way up from 3D to 4D to even 5D plus consciousness, we are now we now have the opportunity to shift into a whole new paradigm. A great movie to watch is the movie Naked Singularity. Naked Singularity is basically telling the story of the collapse of this particular singularity, the collapsing of reality, and they showing signs. And when the singularity happens, he had an opportunity, him and his team had an opportunity to reach that upper level. You see what I'm saying? Through a series of events. So what's going on now is you seeing the world shift completely due to this singularity happening, right? You seeing what drastic weather changes. You seeing the fluctuation in the markets. You seeing just overall somewhat what we would call destruction in some ways, but destruction is just a cool way of saying transformation and transmutation of the energies. You're seeing a lot of purging. Another word for destruction is purging. The realm is purging itself of all impure toxic energies right now. So that's manifesting in people doing crazy things and places glitching out. Like people have reported to me, birds is freezing in time and space. Animals, they're reporting new sightings of new animals. New environments are popping up all over the planet due to the shift happening slowly but surely. You also see, like I said, the fluctuation in markets, the 3D form of economics and monetary systems that you see, like the paper dollar, they'll be doing away with that soon, and we'll be shifting fully into cryptocurrency. And you're going to see that a lot more as well, because the lady just came out today with her own news of saying, if you're just not getting the crypto, then it's possible that you are already too late. So they just gave, and this is CNN news if you want to check out that article. If you want to see that for yourself, go check it out. And so they already letting us know that this 4D world is here. They even changed the names of the stadiums to crypto type names. They have to do this. The elites of this world have to do this to try to keep up with the new incoming 5D energies and Aquarian frequencies. They have to shift over from what you know as Piscean Virgo energy to Aquarian Leo energy, which is Aquarian energy being an air sign is mental energies, heightened mental states, and of course the Leo energy is more like that warrior, fiery, combustion, passionate energy that you're seeing. So you're going to see a birth of whole new leaders, a whole new group of leaders are rising up doing this singularity and on. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's happening here. This is what's happening. You're going to also see the birth of a whole new levels of consciousness as well. You're seeing people say, you know what? This religion thing is just not for me no more. Why? Because religion, religare, was meant to imprison, to trap, to hold on to, no longer compares to what we call spirituality and soulality, which is your ability to free your consciousness and raise it to the highest heights you can possibly do with your free will. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's happening here with these energies that you're seeing all around us. So this is what I mean. This is what we mean by the open singularity. And this will be going on until the end of February. This open up December 3rd, 2021, and it'll be done by the end of February 2022. So this is your opportunity if you want to make changes to your reality and create your own personal paradise or Eden. This is your opportunity to do it. So there you go.
Wow, like you definitely hit on a lot of spots, and I love how you definitely came in with some hot red flares of what we are experiencing, and I definitely resonate with that. I love that you use movie magic. That's what I like to call it. Learning to really look at everything and see, like, how can I apply this to my understanding? So I really look at a lot of things like that. So where you were speaking about like singularity, I was just really watching Resident Evil, one of the many of them. And I think it was the afterlife one where you find out that it's really the Red Queen, which is an artificial intelligence that is creating more and more and more of these monsters. And how she was using like the spider to control the people that were still like human. And how like eventually, because at that point in the afterlife, the guy that was like that blonde guy, I can't remember his name, but that blonde guy that was there, he was first the biggest villain. And then he realized like, no, like she's really trying to kill all of the earth right now. Like everyone that is happening. And unless we fight back, unless we take heed and take these cues, you know, it's going to be really just a demolishment of our wake state. And it's just happening so prevalently. So I'm excited for hearing how much is going to really shift, especially with this leadership. And that's why I feel like we have this live that we have going on, because it's really important for us to establish a platform where we're giving this type of energy and being able to really know that conscious news, relevant news, it matters, and it aligns. It aligns with everything. So thank you for sharing with us, Marvin. And please share with us, where can we find you? And if there's anything else that you want to share, like how people can get your services to hear more about your teachings.
Yeah, you can check me out on Instagram at Marvin Jones 5842. That's once again Marvin Jones 5842. And I'm on Facebook as well. Also Marvin Jones. And my Facebook group is also Return of the Titans. So if you want to check me out there, holla at your boy.
Okay, thank you. You know, I am so excited to start off the show with that, like just elevating news. I think it really made my computer battery die quickly, because I had to go and get a cord to plug in my computer because it was dying. And I could have sworn I had a little bit of juice left. So that was divine conscious intelligence. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And with that, I am going to take this moment and see if we have a message from our tribe mate, Colin, aka Omi. Would you like to tap in and share with the audience a little bit about your services and how what you'll be doing when you're going to be performing today, or no? I think we're still getting caught up on how you're going to hold space today. Please share.
Well, we are a little bit early, but we're just wrapping up this last minute stocking stuffer shindig outside of my house in the driveway. Literally, see if it'll let me do it. Last minute stocking stuffers. My name is Colin, aka Omi. aka Dr. D, aka Warlock. Oh, there we go. I can see myself. I represent and am the founder of the Richmond Hip Hop Collab. We're a group that networks and supports individual artists and divine creators in their art forms in just about any way we can through promotion, networking, connecting. That's how we got connected with Mahatma. And, just we out here doing the things. Excuse my little attire. I bought this because it was comfortable and I relish in looking ridiculous in it. So we provide dance classes, music lessons, a variety of different spiritual healings and therapy type beats, and also we're just interconnected across the globe. So you can follow us at the Richmond Hip Hop Collab on Instagram. You can definitely pull up on Facebook at the Richmond Hip Hop Collab, the D with quotations after it, because we're a little bit different than your original collective. We like to push people to lead themselves and become their own businesses and become self-sufficient, as we are doing the same thing. We work alongside a lot of people. So we appreciate being able to be here, and everybody who's going to see this, and everybody, in this space right now, for holding space for us, for listening to what we have to offer. And with that, if I don't perform today, I will be performing next week, and hope you can tune in and watch that as well. Appreciate it, Mahatma. Back to you. I'm gonna land my plane there.
Oh yeah. I'm going to look forward to seeing you do your dance moves and show those. I really feel like the expression that we can create from our body, it really holds, it holds such a divine connection. And when we allow ourselves to show it to the world, it amplifies it even more. I know even for myself, when I used to get to dance, right now I haven't been dancing so much like on the screen, because I have to find music that I care to dance to that's not going to get muted because of copyright infringements. So, or until I get like approval, I guess I gotta go email somebody and before I get cut off. Cause I like to dance to, the top, songs that are on the hot, 100, like Justin Bieber and freaking Cardi B and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get cut off. So I have to switch and dive into, I may just do some classical, because then we're gonna start pulling out my contemporary side of myself, and you're gonna be like, whoa, who's that? That's Mahatma? Yep, Mahatma 2.0. So, but I look forward to that, and I'm excited to having the space for entertainers. I'm looking to get a DJ with us that will definitely give us some beats like in between this jammy. That would be so awesome. I just didn't pull that part in. Looking to see if we can definitely have a MC that can come and just, hold space for those in-between moments, because, the time is running. When you sit here and you say that I'm going to do this, and there's this lineup, it runs, but it also runs well when we just give ourselves that space and have some music. So that's what I've been enjoying, because I did a healing summit and we just had like healing vibes, like left and right. And I was like, oh, that's beautiful. But we are going to have the sounds at the end. Sheen, you're going to be playing with us at the end, right? Yes. Awesome.
You could have definitely let us know about that, because we definitely would play music too. It's not a problem. We got you next time.
See, I'm speaking now. This is breaking news. This is the now times. And I'm just gonna I'm just going to throw on the board the gallery so everybody can see. We're all here. We got a whole tribe and squad of conscious people. Much love and light to everyone. I'm going to throw back to the speaker view as everyone else is getting their self acclimated. I'm going to check my lineup real quick to see where we are at in this lovely abode. We definitely got up the flatter battle that is coming up next. I see a couple of them jumping up on here. For those of you that are going to be flatter battle rapping, please jump into the chat and let us know when you are going to be ready. We will be queuing y'all up within the next 5 minutes. So I'm going to take this space to share a little bit about me, because we just jumped in, came in, introduced ourselves, and started going. So I'm Mahatma Starseed, and I have created Elite Motivation 411, who is powering this wonderful Elite Talks event. And I consider myself a community motivator. And I often sometimes get so caught up on helping each other to be more accountable and talk about so much spirituality that I often don't stress how much I am here to be a community motivator above all. And what that means is I'm here to help you to learn how to be a part of a community, how to help your community specifically, because we are a part of communities, regardless of how much people say, I'm not a part of no community. Well, you're a part of the no community, just so that you know, and y'all gotta sign up and get in alignment and know that, because you're vibrating on a frequency that is different from the others. So we wanna be very mindful of how much we allow things to just become miscellaneous in life, just because we wanna be so different and so eccentric. Trust me, you're not the only eccentric spiritual boo-boo out there, okay? You about to meet a whole line of them. And I know that that is the experience when I get people to come to my group sessions. And I want to share with you about that. So we do conscious-minded leveling up group sessions. I'm going to be ramping them back up in January, the end of January per se. And they run for about 14 weeks. And that's where we get really serious about our vulnerability, build that vulnerability muscle. And then we get really serious about being able to open up, meditate with each other, speak about other stoic knowledge that's going to help us to redefine what a legacy is, what our lineage should look like, and how we really want to be present for these now moments. And of course, you're going to be pushed beyond your boundaries. So if you're someone that likes to be pushed beyond your boundaries, check me out, Elite Motivation 411. We are here to give the most in-depth and intrinsic advancement in your spiritual path. And if I'm not the one for you, trust me, I got some people for you that can help you. There's plenty of teachers out there. I really love Marvin, how he has that whole Jedi category going. I'm like, yes, I don't have to dig deep for someone that gets it, that can see the intrinsicness. So I definitely love that, I vibrate to that area of life where it matters for us to see what's really happening in these now moments, and how can I walk through it while still acknowledging and honoring my spirit family as well as my physical family. Because our physical family, they don't play. They do not play when it comes to them wanting and seeing your attention. And even though sometimes it may not be on what you want it to be, it's still your chance for you to solidify how you want to give your energy to your family. Because ultimately, we are only as good a leader as we are teammates. Bet that. And with that, I'm going to see if our lady from Nobody Less is ready to take the mic and get this flatter battle started. How's everything going over there?
Peace, peace. We're still trying to get our artists together, but in the meantime, I just want to introduce you guys to the concept and also to myself. I am Sunshine Monie. I am the owner and creator of Les Nobodies business. We are a holistic metaphysical healing group. We, trying to heal your pinnacles, behavioral coaching, spirit guide, edification, all that above, below, in between, to connect all elements of now, then, and later. Flatter battle came as a joke initially between myself and my partner, of us like complimenting each other. And we were like, hey, this would be really cool if we, had tournaments like this, utilizing the most aggressive form of music that we have, form of hip hop that we have, and revamping it to something totally positive. The idea didn't catch on as great as we thought, but we knew that there was like a battle that we had to have, because people are so accustomed to hip hop being evolved around negative energy, whether it's you're perpetuating a negative energy or you're speaking on your struggles. It's always like a negative connotation. So to try to turn it into something totally positive has been pretty brain breaking for a lot of people, but we're really excited about the feedback we've been getting from those who are interested and inspired and things of that nature. With myself being a music artist myself, I made it my business to be very intentional with the words that I write. At once upon a time, I was very obsessed with writing about my struggles. I call it struggle sounds. Writing about my struggles, writing about my woes. And then I realized that I was giving life to it every time I was on stage, and I was repeating those words, and I was invoking that energy in my audience as they were kind of like sympathizing and empathizing with my words. I was invoking those emotions in them, and I just realized that being on stage and being on a microphone is a really big responsibility. And it's great to share my struggles, but it's not great to glorify them in such a way to where I'm constantly speaking life into them, and I'm asking like a crowd of people to learn my words to do the same. And so by myself trying to be more responsible in my performance, this is like a really cool way to influence other people to do the same. So I'm very excited about the different individuals that we're going to bring onto the show today. We have 3 different artists that we're going to bring in. They have 3 totally different sounds. I'm super excited to hear, what they have to say, what kind of positive energy that they plan to bring, because I really feel like being the pioneers as a battle rap in the flatter battles is a big deal, as it'll influence other people. Because I think because we haven't fully been able to record it, being able to show it on stage and things like that, people haven't been able to really like grasp the vision or what it is that we're trying to do. And it sounds really intimidating. So we're just trying to, remove that intimidation from our artist's mind and show like, yes, you can do it. This is doable. And I'm just like, I'm really excited about this. I'm still in the process of getting my people in the group. They're having trouble with getting into the Zoom room. So if you guys just give me a moment, I'll be able to get my other 2 artists in here and we can get started.
Yes, I love what you shared, and I'm happy to be able to be here recording, and so that we can now really have something for people to look at, because I understood the concept of what you were offering. I'm not a battle artist, so I'm definitely a spectator. So I'm definitely willing to spectator that. And when I got to witness it, I was like, oh, this is dope. I love this. I want to see this everywhere, because, we do love to experience the competitiveness. And when we can truly just be our own contender, like we're just here being competitive towards ourselves. So when we can really step out of the way and build others up, we get to build ourselves up, because we are ultimately, we're speaking our affirmations to ourselves. So we're going to do battle art a lot. Like might as well have it be the affirmations that we want to speak to our bodies so that we can speak life to our bodies so that we can keep growing and expanding through our conscious nature. And this is the way that we're going to help reduce the split in the collective, because there is a major split in the collective where we're witnessing that there's a lot of conscious people out there. There's a lot of conscious people out there that have learned to utilize their tools and be very in alignment for themselves. But when they go out there and to be a part of society, we often get caught back into that cycle of just doing the status quo so that we can get, what's that word? I don't pay attention to it much, but I think it's that to feel wanted, right? To feel like you're a part of the community. And in order for us to be able to feel a part of the community, we have to feel like we're a part of the fad often. And for us to be able to make the flatter battle a part of the conscious fad is really going to help reduce the split in the collective. And that's really the biggest key, is helping us to have as many platforms that we had in our waking days previous to our realization, for it to be integrated and intrinsically applied to how we can be in the betterment of ourselves versus the detriment. That makes sense. So I'm excited for this battle. Are artists ready yet? Did they get into the link?
We have our 2 artists in the link. Because of time, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I have my first artist, Dante Pachino, and my other artist, Grizzie Ray. We're gonna get started with a brief interview. I'm gonna ask you guys a couple questions, and then we're gonna have our 3 rounds. The rounds are going to be 1 minute each. You guys get 1 minute each to go back and forth, and it'll be 3 rounds. And then afterwards, we're gonna have our moment of voting. And yeah, so let's get started. As far as Dante Pachino, why don't you share with us a little bit about yourself, your style of music, and any music projects you have out or coming, and what area are you representing and performing in? And you're also on mute.
Welcome, Dante. The crowd.
You're on mute, Dante. You gotta get off mute.
Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. My name is Dante Pachino from Morristown, New Jersey. I've been rapping for a long time. I don't know. I'm an MC. That's the only way I can put it. I paint pictures. So, like, I got a couple projects coming up real soon. I signed a deal to Sony Orchard. So, this is creative. I thought me and you was battling today. I'm not prepped for this. I don't even know this.
Hit you with the curveball.
So we're gonna go see and find out how this goes. I'd never done this before.
No pressure.
Cause like I am a battle rapper. I do have a couple clips battle rapping. So
Awesome. Grizzie Ray, we got you out here too. I just want you to introduce yourself. Let us know what area you repping, where you be performing and displaying your music, what projects you got now, and what projects do you have in the future? You on mute too.
Need their welcome music. Welcome.
You gotta get that little red icon out of there.
Welcome. We're gonna ask him to unmute, please.
You can hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, first and foremost, nice to meet y'all. I go by the name of Grizzie Ray, as Unika just said. I had a bit of a hassle trying to even get on here. Let's first thank God that I made it to y'all presence electronically, or I'll say virtually. This is pretty cool because like I'm literally like sitting at home doing this. Like, that's really cool. This is different. I'm from Trenton, the city that stays asleep. I've been an artist for as long as I can remember. I write music and also do comics as well. I got my own website. You can check all of my stuff out on there. I'm also working on a project right now as we speak. It's been about a 2-year process because I'm still adding more to it, but I'm still putting stuff out there as I go along to keep people entertained. As far as the flatter battle thing, I used to battle rap back when I was in high school. That's a sport for me. The same way how I sucked at basketball, I took that and I put that in the battle rapping at lunch tables and stuff like that. And that was mad fun. So, but it's also a good thing to say nice things about people, which is something that I do anyway. So to do a reverse version of battle rap, I think that would be pretty cool and pretty fun because I'm a very positive guy. I got some nice things to say.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys, both of you guys, for sharing. I'm so proud of you both. We're going to get started with the first round. Does anybody have any first preference?
Nah, you got, wait, what's your name again? Your name is Dante Pachino?
Yep.
Yeah.
You wanna go first, or like how you wanna do this? Yeah, because you said you were a real battle rapper. I just do that in high school. I never really I never did like.
I think we're both green to this. This is gonna be real uncomfortable. I ain't even
Good.
I never did the the 8 Mile. Well, I did the 8 Mile version, but I never did the like the real serious, like, let's get down in front of everybody and like really, I'm not, because I don't like saying bad stuff about people. I like saying nice things. Like
We're gonna get started with Dante. Dante, you go first. I'm gonna count backwards.
I gotta go first?
You got seniority. All right.
You gotta flip a coin. You gotta flip a coin.
You should go first because you are the old head, Mr. Pachino.
Huh?
You ready?
The compliments begin.
All right, ready? 3.
Not yet. Hold on.
You nervous, y'all? Look at it.
The time frame.
I know. I don't compliment people.
3, 2, 1.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Oh, he said he gonna say after 3, 2, 1. He gonna say, "Hold up." You know what? I'm about to donut, like a donut.
He never confirmed he was ready though.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, start.
Well, he said, "Hold up like a donut." Freestyle, no symphony. Do this with simplicity. Ain't too many rap MCs can get with me. Haven't heard you yet, Grizzly, but by your bio, it seems like you get on your Grizzly. Me, myself, and I like 3 eyes in Mississippi. A compliment coming from me is a compliment because I came in this game disrespecting other rappers, respect my conglomerate. You in the heart of Trenton. Hope you keep it up and progressing with positivity that you put in your comics, manifesting. This
All
is a
right, that's time.
freestyle.
That's time. All right, Grizzie. You
That was so nice.
That was so nice. So nice.
My
All
turn.
right, ready? I'm gonna count backwards. 3, 2, 1.
Mr. Dante Pachino, a very well-dressed man. I think so. I think that me and you could be amigos. We could probably sit back, eat some Doritos. I mean, look at me, bro. Chilling in my Santa Claus hat. Oops, my bad. I'm in my Christmas hat. Merry Christmas. And to be honest, I ain't kidding. I'm just keeping it G. To be honest, you should consider it a blessing that you even got to be on a connection with me. And I'm not gonna stop right there because I'm not scared. I came to show you that I'm not fair. I'm just a KI double dizzle. You know what I drop is hot, something like a sizzle. I do it big, they do it little. Still don't get them. But I ain't here to play the victim.
That's time. That's time. So that was the beginning of, that was round 1. We got 2 more rounds to go. All right. So we're going to get back started with Dante Pachino. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Can't put a compliment on repeat. That last verse was nice. You shining like Miss Monet's teeth. Now, I see that you got skills from the way you spit back in the days, and obviously your future is so bright, I could tell by the shades. Okay, the other girl said that was book. You ain't gonna gang up on us because that is not cool. We try hard to perform, to do things that y'all can't do. And after this, I bet you Grizzly's gonna do better and show and prove. Y'all need to get a clue. This is the hardest thing for me to do. As a black man coming from negativity, complimenting you.
Dude, that was love. That's time. That was nice. All right. 3. Oh, wait. Ooh. All right, Grizzie. 3, 2, 1.
You know what? By the end of this battle, doesn't even matter who's the loser. Because my boy Dante Pachino, ooh, you just as bright as your future. Just as bright as your shirt. And with this verse, I ain't even have to rehearse. Because I'm speaking straight from the heart. Them bars you spit, they went extra hard. I like the way you talk. Matter of fact, me and you, we could go for a walk. Like a walk in the park. Probably, smoke a blunt or two. What you want to do. Cross some honeys through. What they want to do. It's up to you. Just keeping it G. You know it's the KI double dizzle. I'll do my thing for shizzle. I'm not gonna rhyme another word with a little because I already did that in the last verse. Let me switch it up just a little. Me and you, when we pass through, we gonna shut the whole city down. Show them how they really get down. We only came to bring positive vibes because I'm a positive guy, and I got a lot of them rhymes.
Hey, that's time. So that's the end of round 2. All right, we get into the final round, y'all. We're going to get back started with Dante. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
A lot of them guys, I got a lot of time and a lot of rhymes. If I hit Boss Town with you, Neff, I know you know some broads. They got to be fine.
Yeah.
We can go hit up Monet and a couple other people.
Hey.
And you say, hey, take them out in the woods on a retreat.
Let's go.
You probably got some connections, some plugs that I never heard of. You could put me on to some things as far as business things so I could take my music further. You know, probably got so many broads like cards, you got to curb them. And anything negative about you, I never heard it. Now, I'm in New Mexico, in the desert. You could come out and chill, for real. Indians, TPs, other
All right,
MCs.
that's time. Awesome. So we got our last one. Grizzie, right here, go your last minute. And then we could begin to vote in the chat, all right? 3, 2, 1.
Hey, yo, for reals, the last quote you spit was super ill. Matter of fact, I think it almost gave me the chills. That was cold. Matter of fact, so cold, I think it got me froze. My boy, you super hella dope. Keep it up. I'm just only speaking my mind on how I think of you, even though I never met you. You the type of dude to probably step to, I'm gonna give a dab to. I'm like, you that rap dude? You gonna like, yeah, I'm that rap dude. And me, I'm just that black dude who rap too. That's not how I'm coming at you. I'm just coming at you like, what's good? What's goody? And if you want to get super medicated, my best bud, surprise the best bud, we can get super litty. No pity. Just keeping it really, 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 no biggie. And I might just be saying stuff because it rhyme, but I'm also saying stuff because it's nice. Happy holidays. It's the K.I. Double Dizzle. Only speaking his mind.
Hey, that's time. That's time. So to vote in the chat, you could put D if you're going to go with Dante Pachino, which is who we had going first every round, or you could put G, Grizzie Ray, who went second every round. Y'all can vote in the chat. And y'all know I be coming through with the prizes. I got the flatter battle chain.
Hey.
So whoever wins gets the chain.
Hey, why is it so much easier to say negative things?
I'm not gonna hold you, man. I'm from a negative place, so just like
I'm gonna be honest with everybody on this chat right now. I put this hat and glasses on purpose, so somebody would clown me. Somebody would be tempted to say something negative.
you gotta like, hey, Sunshine, you gotta give us a week notice, man.
Y'all know how I move. I like to pop things up on you.
You can't pop things up, man. This presentation, Monique, we could have had a better battle.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed the off the top. That was perfect.
Could have studied my opponent. You know what I mean?
You ain't supposed to study your opponent.
You're supposed to be able to say nice things to strangers.
That's right. Hi. How are you?
So we got our votes in, and y'all both got a vote each. And that's okay, because I got 2 flatter battle prizes. So both of y'all gonna get something. I got both y'all personal information. So y'all go ahead and hit me up how to mail these joints to y'all. Thank you guys so much for taking a chance on me and being a part of our first virtual flatter battle. You guys did awesome. And just to let y'all know that we're gonna have this posted up later, so I got y'all.
All right, cool. Let me put you in the ring. Put you in the ring.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
Good battle, man. Good battle.
I appreciate all the nice things that you had to say.
I appreciate those things you said too. I appreciate you having the courage to do this.
You too.
Listen, thank you both of y'all very much.
The real flatter battle.
Y'all were amazing contenders. You did it off the fly, and gratitude grows. So please come back again and try your luck again and see how you can flow even more. Gratitude is definitely something that we're going to be learning how to just spit on people left and right.
Yes, that was a challenge right there. That's a really good challenge. Really makes you think, why? One thing that I'm gonna take from this here experience is this here question. Why? Why is it so damn easy to say negative things about people? Why? Why? I don't understand.
Negative environment, man.
I think that's an excuse, and that of which this is a conversation that could go way deeper. But
I don't
why?
think it go deeper than environment.
Like Shorty, right? Miss Miss
Mahatma.
Say it again.
Mahatma. That says my business name. I always forget to change it.
Miss Mahatma.
Yes.
That's a hot name, and you have very nice hair. That's not hard for me to say. You feel me? Like, why is that so hard to say? It's the truth.
It ain't hard for me to say. To be honest with you, I'm gonna be 100 with you. Complimenting another man it has to do with masculinity. Like it just like the way certain people just treat masculinity and taught masculinity. It's, you know what I mean? It's a hard thing to do. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing to be like to sit there, tell another man he look nice. Like that.
What? So you mean to tell me? Hold on. Let me ask you this question. I'm gonna ask you a very serious question. All right, and I want you to keep it real with me. All right,
I'll give you an honest answer. I'll give you an honest
answer. We getting up out of here. I love the bonding though. This show is making my heart flutter. Y'all know how I feel about it.
I was about to ask him if you thought my shirt was cool. That's it.
Guys, let's get on up out of here. She got another segment to the show. You can stay tuned. Yeah. We got some news anchors and everything else, some performances. So y'all can stay tuned, but we gotta mute ourselves.
Much love. I appreciate y'all. Stay tuned and listen to the fantastic information from we're gonna throw on next. We got Fantasia. She's going to do the interlude before we switch up and have a dynamic conversation with Sheen and I. We're going to be throwing it down with the Elite Conversation segments. So before that, we're going to spotlight Fantasia. Welcome, Fantasia, to Elite Talks.
Hi.
Please share with us who you are and what you're going to be sharing with the group today. Thank you for coming in.
Hi, guys. So my name is Fantasia. I'm over here in Tampa, Florida. I am an artist. I create, I speak, I teach, and I enlighten. I write. So what I will be sharing with you guys today is like a poem, but it is affirmation, it's music, it's a sound. So just let my words caress your soul. If it enlightens you, if it speaks to you, just let me know, or don't, but just let it caress your soul. Just give me one moment. I'm literally at work in the office, so, and I'm nervous. A little nervous, but I'm gonna stand up.
You got this. Thank you, beautiful. You are amazing.
Okay. You guys can hear me?
Ashe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. I'm me. Now I see is my reality. I'm free. I'm me. All I see is my reality. I'm now moving out my own way. I am saying no to the sides of me that laughs in the enjoyment of sabotaging of self. I remove all fears of experiencing my journey and my life alone. I am the experience. There is no need to prove who I am to anyone in this world. I am loved, and I am loved. I am standing stronger than ever in who I am and in the universe, knowing and believing with all my heart that I have what it takes to live in the true essence of abundance, wealth, and happiness. I remove any resistance and blocks that I may be putting up intentionally, unintentionally. I take full responsibility for who I am, what I choose to do, and what I experience in this life. Because I now know that I am the creator of my life, and every choice I make reflects in my daily experience of being alive. I'm no longer running. I'm no longer running. I'm no longer running from my destiny. Instead, I will run towards it, tripping, falling, stumbling, and learning each lesson with grace, beauty, and patience. I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes to the parts of me that enjoys the fire that burns in my soul to keep me going. I'm saying yes to every burning desire in my heart that makes me fall in love with the experience, thriving in excellence, peace, and in passion. I am blossoming. I am blossoming into a radiant and liberated, sacred, divine woman, just like a lotus in the sun. I am worthy. I am so worthy. I'm deserving of all good things and extraordinary things. I am enough. I am enough. I am in constant affirmation of experience and evidence with myself and what I want to see. I am a creator, and I will create a life of beauty, union, and division, and not division. A life of wealth and nothing lacking. I am a woman of enlightenment. I am a woman of divine intelligence, a nature woman. I am a woman of grace and beauty. I am a woman of intuitive skill. I am a woman of harmony and balance. I'm a woman of supreme love. I'm a woman of vision. I'm a woman on cosmic time. I'm a woman on purpose. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free, I'm me, all I see is my reality. I'm free, I'm me, all I see is my reality. I speak sound, high vibrational words into my wounds and others, for I walk by faith and not by sight. Everything that is external of me is in blind eyesight, you see, and everything that is internal of me is my truth, and I allow it to flourish daily. I release self-sabotage. I release the fear of loneliness. I release the tendency to create internal drama, which keeps me asleep to how good life feels. I love life, and I love how life feels good to me. Waking up, opening my eyes, going outside, taking long walks, witnessing the different colors of the butterflies. Life seems good to me. Feeling the fresh air from the trees as the sun peeks between its long leaves, embracing the natural way of life, giving my power to what feels good and silencing the shadows that try to scare me at night. Life feels good to me. I am now teaching myself that I am safe. I am a safe place. I'm a safe place within myself. I hear me. I listen to me. I caress me. I adore me. Shit, I feel good to me. What else is there that'll make me feel better than me? I forgive myself for running blindly, not giving myself a chance to really get lonely. I forgive myself for listening to others before I honor me. I honor me. I forgive me. I forgive myself. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. And everything that I've said is sealed by the power invested in me, and I will manifest all that belongs to me 9 times multiplied by 3. Everything I want is on the way now. Everything I want is on the way now. Everything that I want is on the way now. I am at peace, and I release all fears and doubts contrary to this belief. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. I'm me. All I see is my reality. I'm free. I'm me. All I see is my reality. Ashe. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. My name is Fantasia. I am whole and I am complete.
Ashe, Ashe. Let me ring my bell for that. I'm gonna chimes on that. That was so beautiful. I love that strength. Thank you. Did you tap in with the audience and let them know how they can find you so that they can hear more of your divine reflections?
So you can tap in with me on Instagram at @I am_Fantasia. My name is spelled with a Z, as you guys can see. If you are looking on YouTube and you can't see my name is spelled with FANTAZCHIA. FANTAZCHIA. I'm also going to put it in the comments here. That's my Instagram. I am_Fantasia. You can also find me on Facebook at Ms. MZ Fantasia Bishop. And you can also find me on TikTok as Fantasia. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. And I hope my words caressed your soul and resonated with you all. I love you. Much peace, love, and light.
Thank you so very much for bringing that spark. Definitely was needed, especially after that amazing flatter battle. Just bringing in that spiritual shadow work was definitely, I think it really helped cue up and shift the energy a little bit so that we can get ready. We are moving along pretty well. We've been running for about an hour. Everybody has been getting their self acclimated into their spots. I really feel like those flatter battle artists did their very best, especially because we pulled them out on a dime and did not let them know who they were battling with, which I feel like is even more fun, especially when you're learning to do something new. Sometimes when we know too much, we think too much, we overdo, and then we don't actually show up as much as we could when we're pushed to the wall and to perform, because we know we are amazing. And that's one of the best things that I feel like came out from that battle, because they weren't ready for it. But you can't turn off flow. You can't turn off the bars. You just have to reconfigure the words that automatically come to your conscious wake state. That's it. So once you can master your mind and your thoughts, everything else is just add or subtract. So with that, I'm going to welcome our guest for the night, our last guest for the night, who is also going to be playing some sound healing with us. Welcome, Sheen. I'm going to give you an introduction because you gave me a very nice little bio. So with us today on the Elite Talk stage, we have with us Sheen Anthony, who is the multi-dimensional creative being of Creatively Sheen. A pastry chef, wordsmith, rapper, singer, writer, visual artist, painter, crystal jeweler, as well as health and wellness consultant. Go ahead, you out there doing the damn thing, especially throwing in there your spiritual healing. I appreciate that. And most importantly, a star seed sent to bring heavenly frequencies back on earth by inspiring and empowering others with divine knowledge. I love that. It was like reading my own bio. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Welcome.
Thank you. I really like, it's just too much energy because I'm really feeling that I'm still feeling the affirmation of how free we are, and like the fact that you even said that above, it's just like you're reading your own reflection. We're divine oneness. Like I just see that same reflection in everyone as like a divine being who came here for a divine purpose. And once we realize it, it's just like everything just goes in its place. And this is just divine even in itself. So I'm just grateful for you as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you for coming on stage, opening up to be the first person to grace the stage for the Elite Conversations. I've been here doing Elite Talks for, I would say, about 2 or 3 years. Had a little bit of break because, I was healing from that concussion and whatnot. However, once I was able to get back on and really, strategize and get back into the Elite Talks, I started doing it again. And I was like, boy, oh boy, it feels like I'm ready for more. I'm ready to just truly put it on the front street and really expose to each other how we can have an elevated conversation. May not always be the easiest, may be the easiest, but we want to make sure that we don't get stuck in our loops. Because what is being the biggest ultimate challenge is how much we just give yes, ma'am responses. And that can go anywhere to the simplest thing to when someone's serving you and they ask you, do you want a plate or a bowl? And you say, I don't care. And it's almost like, what do you mean you don't care? It's almost like if I give you a spoon or a fork, you're going to care. So when things are different, we have to have, per se, we have to have a specific way that we want to go. Some people say we just go with the flow. And it's like, well, I need my flow to have some steerage in there. I'm not just going to go like, I'm not blubber, I'm not going to just splat wherever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm here. Like, no. So please, Sheen, tell us, what has been your experience in driving your conversations before we get into today's talk?
Driving our conversations. I feel like typically with conversations, I do let them go with the flow, but some of the steerage comes in when I feel as though that when you learn, you teach, and when you teach, you learn. So I just feel like I mainly just like to share knowledge with people. And most of the time I realize that it's always like a student and teacher type of conversation. Like I'll usually attract those who are on the same frequency. So like we can be able to flow and be like, oh my God, people don't really talk about this. Like people don't really talk about the switch of the energy or the switch of the paradigm, like how we even started this whole Elite Talk even started with just talking about the paradigm shift and how the cosmic energy, like people aren't talking about that. So most of the time it's just letting everything just flow and seeing like what frequency are we on how our communication can flow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm excited. This is going to be the beginning of, I feel like, many, many conversations, because I feel like this is going to be the safe space of intellectual debate. Debate in the past has been seen something to where I got to prove myself right more than you prove yourself right. And I don't feel like that. I don't feel like debate, is getting a good face time, with just like the men were saying, like, why we got to be so easy to be negative? Why do we have to be so easy to think that the word debate means that we have to be baited against each other? Mm-hmm. So we come with this dynamic flow and workmanship, and I feel like we can really bring people to the forefront. So I'm really looking forward to, if, by chance you come across someone that, that they're conscious, but the conversation ain't getting where it needs to be, this is a great place to be able to bring that forward. Because eventually, we want to help grow this, especially with the flatter battle, to where we have more, not so much judges, but a board of spectators that can really give us a judgment of what they feel. Because we want people to start paying attention to the energy that's being given, the sound that's being given, and the words are really like the last thing that we want to pay attention to. But we definitely want to make sure that we're intentional for all of them. They're all important. So with that being said, I know that you wrote down what you would like to talk about. You put awakening our divinity performance, divine knowledge of self. So since you had a topic to choose, I'm going to let you start off, and then I'll flow in to see how I can counter engage in your sounds.
Okay. Well, when I was thinking about like affirming our divinity and having an awakening to ourselves, I was trying to really get into the mindset of obtaining more knowledge and breaking the awareness of the world of illusion. Because a lot of the things that we live in within, it's a lot of conditioning and indoctrination that people don't realize that has all been there all along. And most of the things, like we were just talking about earlier with the movie Magic, is just like how you can see things already being predicted on what's about to play out or what's currently happening in the very moment. And you can just pick all the subliminal messaging of what they're saying because they're very literal. And it's just like, it's everything that's going into this awakening of something that hasn't happened before on Earth. So I think I was really in the mindset of just like connecting with people who are also in the same mindset of knowing what is about to come next, so we could be able to unify and figure out what are we collectively able to do to work together against the paradigm, which will be known as multiple names that they say under one name, whether that's the Matrix or whatever the case may
be. I like to call it like the old Matrix, new Matrix, because we ain't getting away from no Matrix now. Let's make this clear. So, and because that's ultimately, and that's great that you say that. And I feel like what's going to need to be pushed to the forefront is helping people to accept more of themselves. Oh, you feel that way, then make sure everybody know that that's how you feel. So when they know when they're gonna come and do anything with you, they can understand where you're coming from. And that means even if you're gonna be late, even if you're always gonna be loud, some people are just gonna naturally be loud, but it doesn't mean that they're being rude towards you. And I feel like that's the conversation that is really difficult to have in the spiritual world at times, is talking about frequency and blood family. A lot of people have gotten really comfortable with just identifying with their frequency family and giving two shits about their blood family. And I feel like that's not the mindset that you're meant to bring, that's seeking division. It's literally still seeking division. So the epicenter of being different needs to be unity, because everything else has been separation. Everything has been separation. So when we're having our conversations, if we're not seeking unity in what we're saying, we're seeking separation.
And applying that to, because I noticed in the fine print, we're talking about real life truth and not non-judgment. So the truth in my life on how I see and applying exactly what that is the family. Like, even though I connected with my frequency and I started to drift further into my frequency, what that did was neglect what is already here, what I've been in the entire time. Like, as basically the same mindset of when you're saying like you're not going on no matrix shot. Like, if this is the matrix of your reality, this is your home, this is where you're always coming back to, this is your blood physical lineage, then there's something that needs to be healed here, and in order for us to even strengthen our frequency here. Right. And we can still have our frequency, but I've noticed that I had to focus more on the balance of both, so that way I'm still able to heal this space here, which will strengthen my frequency and healing myself, because by healing myself, I'm healing them, and then going into the frequency of all the soul kin that might just sporadically pop up at the blink of an eye, like Mahatma. Mahatma Starseed just went, boop. And I was like, and I already felt that in my life. I was like, something's happening, something about to happen. I don't know what is about to happen, but something's about to happen. I need to figure out some type of plan. I need strategy. And at the moment of thinking about it, manifest just the frequency that we're already connected on to even have a conversation. Like,
right. Because we don't have too much of a fight with our frequency family. However, if we are not healed enough in our conversation with our family aspect, we are going to get caught up in how someone else responds to their family. And that's why it's important that every time we grow, that we allow ourselves to grow in some way, shape, or form in our physical family, in our blood family, because let's just make this very, very clear. Like bringing it all the way back to the current news that Marvin was talking about, how there's going to be a shift in the leadership. There's a shift in the leadership. So guess what? There's a shift in the leadership in your own family, because first it happens in your lineage first. It's so easy for people to sit there and be like, oh, I got to build this community. You know, I got to do this part. I got to do that part. And ultimately is giving them all of the directions to create more separation. And then we need in that scenario, like, do we really feel like our family deserves to feel more separation from us in the non-physical realm? Do you like, is that fair? Is that loving? Is that receiving the grace of God together with them? You know, we really have to conceptualize and ask ourselves, like, how much, like, how long? And for me, since we're divinity and we're accepting our oneness and we're looking to be in alignment and an atonement of that, then we can just sit there and set the parameters of the real universal clock, which is our sun, our moon, our solar system. And seeing, you know, the moon travels around the earth 13 times in one cycle that it takes for the earth to travel around the sun. And the moon is heavily connected to our emotional state. Our emotions, are we so subject to the attachment of who we know we are that we think that we should hold on to an emotion that's obstructing us from moving longer than 40 days? Longer than a cycle? And who's winning if we're holding a burden in more than 2 moon cycles, 3 moon cycles? There's some people holding burdens for a lifetime worth of moon cycles. And then when they die, that shit gets tacked on to the grandchild, to the parent. And that's why we feel so much. And that's why it's important for us to be able to feed back into our family some way, shape, or form. We need to get them to alleviate some shit, because when they die from this physical body, guess who's going to take on all of that energy that they didn't want to consult with?
And because I really had that thought process when I was thinking about how people talk about generational curses, the generational trauma, or karmic debt. And I'm just like, well, where is this coming from energetically? What energy have they put within not only what has already happened, like what happens with the family, like, and then and you just drag and drop right into it. So it's just like, okay, well, that's the energy that's going to be on your physical lineage. And then I'm thinking about it and I'm like, oh no, I gotta solve something. Like it's a reason why I'm here. It's a reason why I felt this impulse to get in a situation that I typically would not want to get in. I'm just like, I need to heal. I'm healing myself in this situation, but I'm also healing them. And that alone is showing like how I'm able to heal the frequency within the household. Because I used to feel this blockage type of energy when I come in the house. Like I'll be outside, feel great and free and everything. Then I come as soon as all of that. And then as soon as I open this door,
I get them, like, at the door.
Yes, at the door. That joke, like, I was waiting for you at the door. And I'm just like, like, why do I feel drained? Like, why do I feel like I just really want to go back where I was at? Like, even if I ain't had nothing to do. So that alone was saying that there's something energetically that I need to work on. And most of the time it's the family reflections. Like, how has that situation with your family has helped happen? You know, it basically like imprinted energy onto you, and then after that, now you gotta get that, heal yourself, and after you realize where it's coming from, then you're like, oh, well, let me help you become aware of it as well, because I just became aware of it because I know where it came from. We just healing our whole cycle so that we can be able to have that new, since we're in like Age of Aquarius, and I keep hearing like Age of Aquarius and Leo, and it's interesting how I keep hearing two signs because it's the opposite. So that makes me think about the yin and yang balance of what we're working on. So as of right now, when you speak about unification, I'm thinking about how we can be unified with our family and unified with ourselves on that divine feminine, divine masculine, family value, you know, all of that unity, because we're going from a 5 into a 6. And that already said a lot to me. Now we're going in from 2021 to 222. Like, I'm just like, okay, well, we about to go into the whole evolution. Like,
you know, you said something really key, really key, and I think it's gonna be my nugget that I take it away with. We're here to heal our whole cycle, right? Our whole cycle.
The whole thing, because this is it. This is it. I don't know. I just keep feeling this. I can't deny it. Like, that's that intuitive, like, intuition. I can't deny it. It's just this feeling that's saying, like, this is it. Like, this is like, it's like we are cutting the cord with all of that negative, disharmonious energy. Like, this is a wrap, and we spreading it just by starting with ourselves. You can't understand others until you understand yourself. So once after that, it's like, okay, this magic is flowing. We're gonna cut that cycle.
Yes. And the chat going off in the background, like Sunshine's like, yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Listen, yes, it's a very strong, it's like a very like intuitive feeling, like this is happening, like this is the time. Like, we already felt it before, but I mean, that was just where everything shifted, and now that we're on a whole new cycle, it's like, oh no, this is all these CMEs, like the sun, man, I was out here sunbathing this rising. I'm like, yo, is this supposed to be winter? Or is the UV index really high? Like, what?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, it definitely things have changed. They've been different, you know, since 2012. The weather has been different. I've paid attention to that for sure. Our fall weather doesn't really end, and like, you know, when we really pay attention to what's happening cosmically, you know, there's a whole nother conversation that we need to have. But in order for us to really be able to grasp hold of that conversation and really be able to stay in tangent with it, we really need to clear up a lot of that generational wounds. And that's why I'm such an advocate of, you know, being that community motivator and helping individuals understand that if you can heal in this setting, you should have enough leadership skills to utilize that for yourself to experience betterness in your older setting. So I'll give an example. Won't, you know, give too detailed, but I was speaking to someone that was telling me about how they felt about someone, and was letting them know what happened. And they were like, you know, this, I told you that's why I didn't feel like they were a good person. And I'm like, listen, we need to understand that, first of all, if you felt like there was something wrong with them, if they didn't feel like a good person, you got to ask yourself why you felt that. You have to. And it shouldn't matter what level of an elder that person is. You just have to repeat that in the most respectful manner as you can. Because at the end of the day, it's only ever you that feels the right to treat someone the way that you do. And every time that it's outside of love and it's through separation, the 9 times out of 10 is because of the dysfunctional programming that was insulated in our generational timeline. So I had to do a lot of prep work. I had to step a lot out of my family, a lot. I had to renege on commitments. I had to let certain people know I wasn't engaging with them, so that I can really apprehend how I really want to respond. You know, am I still getting caught up emotionally and being invested on not wanting them to feel the way that they feel? Or am I able to take a moment from my healed self, understanding that someone is speaking from an unhealed place, period? And anything that they're saying, they're exposing to you that of which has been fearful within them for decades. And it's our chance to fuel it or put the fire out on that. But if we always come angry, if we always come from a place that is like, oh, you're not aligned. If we do that, even if we don't say it out loud and we let our spirit say it, we're still healing the rebellious inner child. And we still need to step back a little bit, but not separate, but just step back. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's really good to say that, because I know my biggest thing, because remember I told you from the beginning, I'm here to be a community motivator. So my whole purpose of talking to people is hearing how I can bring more unity in this conversation. So I have to be very conscientious of what words I decide to put out. And it takes practice. It takes, I had a very intense past year. And with the help of the tribe, going through the onboarding process over these last 6 months has helped tremendously, because I've had a slew of over 10 people working on themselves, whatever form, shape that has been. And it has allowed me to feel enough up. I feel enough up that I can combat all of the weight that's coming from a couple of the family members. I cannot take them all back on, but I'm going to take some, pivotal people, namely, like my parents, if I can, or my kids to the best of my abilities, but also understanding that if I want them to respect my life, I need to seek how to respect theirs. And that brings that unity and that awakens them. Because once you're not fighting, who are they fighting? And then you can stand right next to them and be like, who are you fighting? I'm on your side, right? I'm on yours.
Oh my God. Like that's what literally, I've been reflecting off of that and just realizing after is a onboarding process, because I feel like the cleanse was saved my entire life. That was the strategy that was needed within that era of time, especially in 6 retrogrades that ain't never happened before. With all of that energy that wanted to push it even more. Like it was already there. Like it was clearly there. But what had happened was with the cleanse, with the intention and then the energy that was already happening, it was just like, oh, you wasn't gonna pull under this carpet and see what was going on. Oh, well, let me just show you all of that. Like, all of that, and then we just gonna go through it. Like, we're gonna start here. You might not finish it today. Or you might got some more to clean about over here on the side. So it was just recognizing what was going on and just rearranging and then just restructuring I feel like the genuine connection when it comes to family. Like when you realize when you're having a conversation, especially if you're in a heated conversation that you may be attempting to mediate, it's all about how you are mediating. Because if you're speaking in an emotional context where you're taking stuff personally from where it's coming from, you would never get it mediated. Like it's like hard. It's really, really hard. But if you take your emotion out, which is what I had to do, was even though my vessel was sitting there in 2 different, arguments, I jumped out the vessel. So it was me and spirit was beside me. So I was mainly just looking at the situation like, okay, let me just hear both sides. Okay, and then come back in and just see where exactly I can be able to help both of them understand each other. So one person can be quiet to listen to the other fire, because it's 2 fire energy. So it's like, okay, how do you get this fire to calm the other fire? But once you're able to listen to each other and then you hear and recognize where the problem is coming from, then you also recognize that reflection within yourself of where that came from. And then you see like, okay, they are not at the point where they need to be right now. And it's okay to let them release that, even though they have to get that out emotionally, but it's okay because they recognize where the issue is coming from. It's all about how you speak about it during, like how it, like you said, like watching exactly what words you say, because then it can be very triggering, especially if they're in an emotional imbalance. Because emotion is just energy and motion. So we just keeping it in flow.
Yes, that is the ultimate need for us to be able to have that safe space. And just so you know, hindsight, a side note, I started my worldly cleanse on Saturday. Today is my first day of phase 2. I'm in the root chakra. I got my red over here. You may not see because I got different color here, but you know, I got the red here. Definitely been talking about myself being safe and grounded and how much I can come from a place of being a safe space, and looking at the synchronicity of having this launch on the day.
That's a whole thing. Oh my God, always synchronicity every time.
So I have heard from other of the cleansers that have gone through the worldly cleanse that it is intense. So I'm pretty sure I will not be short of stories. I already have some quite interesting things that have unfolded the second I started the first mental prep day. So
those mental prep days, that's the trick. Because I was like, I thought this was the prep, and you're like, oh, congratulations, you got to do the prep. I'm like, yeah, because it was a little something like that was the little peak under the carpet. It was like, but then after a while, it was like,
right. And so I'm excited. I'm actually going to be through the whole phase 2, will be the duration of the last 10 days of this year. So I'm just like, this is perfect, you know, jamming on to the ultimateness, because I started the process with one of our other tribe mates, aka cousin. I started it with the food cleanse, so I'm ending it with my worldly cleanse. So it's going to be a great dynamic for how it's going to end up for me. I look forward to seeing that. And Colin Omi over here, he is the one holding space with me. So I'm really excited what it has done for people moving through. And just giving the space to unfold. 99 days goes really quick when you involve yourself with another individual. It definitely quantum bounds and leaps. So, you know, it really helps to set us to, like, you know, we're focusing on our spiritual journey. It's kind of less that we get pulled away from things that are not important. That's what I feel like has happened. Like, we've been able to stay in the rub of it. Like, yeah, divine conscious self. I'm here every day, 1,440 minutes. I'm here aligning and designing.
Mm-hmm.
So how have you noticed how you get caught in your loops? Or is that something that you're still working on?
Caught in my loops. I feel like that has been the biggest identification of what 2021 was about. Figuring out where the loops are, what are they, where are they coming from, and like how, you know, like when something has to happen within this experience, because this is just a whole school. So something has to happen to really be able to recognize what that is, so you can understand what it is, where it's coming from. It could have been happening all along, but when you start to have more of an awareness and start to grow that knowledge, I feel like reading definitely helps. What you're reading helps. So I feel like the 4 agreements was one of them that kind of like unlocked that first little bit that I needed to know. Just like when you're looking at the full paradigm and that mirror and that reflection of ourselves. And then Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Oh my God. still getting down to the end of that joint, but from where I'm already at so far, like it just already has just unlocked the more mindset of me thinking about how the law of attraction, on how my thoughts may seem as though this is something that I want, but then I might start projecting some other thoughts that aren't really attracting what I want. Like I just like I already said that this is something that I want, and this is something that I already have, and it is coming to me. So it's something about like about the piece, about the poem that we just heard, that just really like resonated with me. Just the fact that we are, everything that we already have is on its way, like, and just affirming that it's all coming and it's all already here. That mindset is the frequency I want to stay on when it comes to those thoughts, because typically the thing that's in the paradigm and indoctrination is affecting our mind, because this is the new this is a new program on top of the same paradigm. So it's just like it's attacking the mind. So I had to get out of that loop of like, okay, I'm going to focus on these thoughts, not the ones that are contradicting my frequency of what it is that I just said I already have or that I'm attracted. Yep, that was dumb.
Yes, I definitely hear you on that. And one of the books that I picked up this year that definitely transformed the way that I'm able to speak to my spirituality, and then level it up to where it's not just about spirituality, it's about all of it. We're here to truly speak to the metaphysical nature of our being, and that's why I really feel the big pull to have Marvin a part of the show, because he talks about the Jedi science. So he definitely is the teacher for the agnostic schools that are coming into fruition, like hands down off the bat. I did an interview with him on my podcast. Don't remember the name, but it was within the last couple of months. I don't have it in front of me, so I've had a lot of people come onto my podcast, but he was definitely the one that came. I think it was September. I posted with me, Marvin Jones and Mahatma Starseed on EM Healing podcast. You get to hear more about who he is, how he came into being, his occultist laid back self. And interesting thing is he's from like Alabama, so he's from the South area. It shows you how much, it doesn't matter where we are at, we're going to find each other. So found each other on Facebook somehow because we just aligned to the frequencies. I literally caught him when he just started going live and talking about his stuff. And something had told me, wait a couple of months before you start pulling him into your world. And when I finally did, now like he's gonna start getting like more pulls from me, because I definitely roped him in before the year was up. Like, no, one more time, we got to make sure Marvin and I connect. So, because it's like we're divine and conscious, and we have to know that we are in the trade school of consciousness led by the universe. Period. Period. So just how Jada Pinkett went to performance art school and Tupac was her best friend, we're going to come across the same wake state of being. And that's why I'm like, oh, cool. I get to be the community motivator. I get to be the one to let all y'all know, like, yep, we're going to see you in a couple of months in all of our events. We'll see you in a couple of months. And because we're going to be pulled by organizations to have us coming as a collective. That's just going to happen. And that's why having conversations and preparing ourselves so that we have a solid leadership on how we converse and exchange content. So I just wanted to add one of the things, because I was talking about a book and then I went back to talk about Marvin, because we talk about schools and stuff. But the one book that I picked up this year, Spirit sent it to me, because remember, I've been in the university school of life. So I was in the Bay Area, California, walking around 5 o'clock in the morning, because that's when I'm up and out. It's California. It's beautiful at all hours. So, and you know how they have the pick a book, take a book, little box section. Someone had it in their house, in front of their house. And I was like, let's look in it. And I found a Bible. I was already being brought to the Bible because I found a Bible in an Airbnb that I was in, and the cover really intrigued me. Like when books call you, you just know. And I'm like, what is that? And I opened it up and it was something very full of wisdom. And I was like, oh, I like that. Because usually the other Bibles that I have touched, I would be like, ew, I just feel nastiness off of the book. And I would try to read the words and I'd be like, child, what is this? I'm gonna put that back down and wait for more space. Those books disappeared, never came back. But Lord, the universe sent me back some books that I would accept to read. And then I started being a part of the Cup of Bible on Clubhouse. And I'm over here reading. I got my Bhagavad Gita book. I don't have my Bible with me, but this is my Bhagavad Gita book. This is the intimate Bible for self. The Holy Bible is the community Bible. If that's what I've come to realize. This Bhagavad Gita is the intimate conversation with the devotee with God. The Holy Bible is a communal relationship with God. That's what I've come to realize. But what I realized ultimately, like this would be me reading a book in the Bible, it says it right here. I didn't know. It says it. Only the clean shall prosper. You don't understand that? Like, it be saying that God gave everybody a unique spiritual gifts. You can't tell no one that it's not a God's gift. They don't, where are they getting this shit that God only wants you to be this, that, and the third? And I'm just like, oh, their consciousness isn't high enough to really be able to understand the depth of these words. Because when you say that to me, you got to be clean, I feel like we know that is on a deeper level. You got to really be clean in your thoughts. But a lot of people be thinking that they can have road rage and cursing motherfuckers out. You don't know, I'm going to get out this car and don't make me take my earrings off. Like, but then they just came from church. So it's like, and there's a verse, right? There's a verse during Jesus' time, that Jesus was like, if I was outside of the church, would you be able to notice me? Would you know who I was outside the church? And I thought that was the most conscious conversation that Jesus was having alone.
Would you know who I was? If you see me outside the church, would you? I don't even know, because maybe they come in different forms. You probably wouldn't never know, because the divine oneness on how he was speaking about it anyway. You're like, I'm a God, you a God. Now all of a sudden this blasphemous that I said I'm a God because I know who I am. Right. Now you want to kill me? I affirm my power. I was affirming your power too. Right. It's a different word.
I realized that Jesus was getting out his way a lot. He was just getting out the way so that he could channel God's energy. That's all he was doing. And he would say, I am God. God is in me. Oh, you didn't know he was channeling? Well, maybe you should pay attention a little bit.
I said God is within, and God is not separate from me. And all of a sudden, I'm looked at as, I got 4 eyes. I mean, these are just legs, but still. No, I didn't. No, honestly, though, it's kind of crazy that sometimes we do have that type of conversation with people when we're comparing, or just not even really comparing, just looking into the deeper messages of what they're saying in the Bible. But we feel with some of them that it doesn't feel right. And then the mindset of others who are supposed to be following this Bible, their frequency isn't, like you said, they're just not at the level just yet. It's like they're putting themselves in a certain frequency. And I realized that personally from my experience of me having a piece that I was going to perform. And then I realized that when he brought it to my attention that the piece was a church that he wanted me to perform the piece in. I ain't really paying no mind. I'm just like, okay, it's a church, cool, that's fine. But at the same time, he said, can you show me the piece that you're going to do? And I said, all right, cool. I have melanin. I sent him the piece. It was already recorded. He was like, okay, I think this is contradictory to the church. I was like, It's a contradiction to the church. What is that? I'm like, now peace is based off of melanin affirming the divine knowledge of self. So basically everything that we talked about already, the awakening of who we truly are and the divine knowledge of self. So what is contradiction out of this? And he pointed out that one of those parts was, what do you mean, like stories in Bibles are only allegories and they're not to be taken literally? And then I was like, what? Well, after I said, we are not born in sin, we are born in skin. And so he had a problem with that too. I was like, that we're not born in sin? So the baby just came out the womb, didn't do nothing. If anything, y'all did bad stuff to the baby with the trauma that y'all brought in on the mother and the baby. But other than that, y'all talking about the baby is born in sin? With the baby didn't do nothing. This is divine. Like what? I was like, we just born in this meat suit for us to be able to have our life. This is the infinite meat suit. We created this genre. This is all.
Right. That's the judgment. Like that's the judgment speaking, because when you hear the saying, the flesh is weak, right? And it's weak to sin, which is true, right? The flesh is very weak. And what that means is the flesh is not in control here. But if you put the flesh in control, it's going to be very weak and it's going to do whatever it wants. And it's in the body is just full of sensors. It's just stimulation. So that's why you have all this gluttonous society, because a lot of people live in their body, not in their spirit. So you have people living in their body, reading high conscious stuff that requires you to be in your spirit. But because they were not handed down their spiritual intelligence through a communal being, and it was fed to them through an external source, that is which still has not been clarified and cleaned, because it's still directly, deeply attached to the slavery that took place in order for this to happen. Because if we took it back to where we were in Egypt, even if we just picked any tribe and we just go back to seeing how the Egyptians were living and the temples, they could not enter their temples to be in their higher self unless the lower self submitted. You must submit your lower self in order for your higher self to walk through this temple. So we have to get out of the body. We have to get out of the attachment that I'm only existing through this skin. Through this, it is weak because it's going to die. Our soul is infinite. It's not weak. It's tough. It's resilient. It's eternal. So you cannot put weak on spirit, but you can put weak on the body because it has an expiration date. But that doesn't mean to judge it. That doesn't mean to shame it. That doesn't mean to sit there and be like, oh, you step into this bitch on a side note. Like, no, like understand what you're susceptible to, understand what this body, what the program, the ability of the body to be programmed, and make sure you know who the driver of these programs are. Because the ultimateness of being in our divinity, and this will probably what will help wrap it up in, the ultimateness of us to be in our divinity is so that we can accept our reality first. And our body has its own reality. It's being fully stimulated. And the consciousness wants to only pay attention to this, right? We're so selfish. We are so fucking selfish, right? Think of it like this. This whole time we've been in here, we've been paying attention to the screen, right? But are we going to take time after this to give some appreciation for the legs sitting down the whole time so that you can be here, for the hands to be present so that you can still keep your eyes on the prize, for the lights that remain flickering so that we can be seen? There's so much of our reality that's happening before we even meet to even say thank you to our mother for helping us to be here. So once we really retract and understand that I am living a wake life of convenience, it is convenient for me to not pay attention to my body, because my body, I set it on programs. and I said it and I let it go. What would be rewarding for my body is to feed it programs that help it to thrive and strive. And then that way we don't have to pay too much attention to adorning our body and just put it in. Just add that shit in. And that's where we're leading to. That's why the world has to slow down so much. So much. And that's why what's going on in the outside world is happening. It's just a poster child for what has to happen to the energy that we're feeling. Mm-hmm. So that's my spill, and I'm sticking to it.
That was the correct spiel of the lifetime, and I'm so glad that it's recorded because it needs to be rewatched. What I was really just taking out, just a couple of notes, was the eternal, that we are eternal light beings. A couple movies that I would note for movie magic, just to look for subliminals, not just for the entertainment of it all, would be Eternals. That John just had a whole bunch of divine messages, godly messages in that John. Of course, as of today, because it's 12/22/21, they just dropped Matrix 4 on HBO Max. No surprise that they put it on HBO Max because it's accessible for people to stay in their homes because they don't want you to get the CME, that radiation from the cosmic energy that's coming outside from the sun. So, feel free. Stay outside and get some sun for about an hour and then come in and watch the movie. And there's a lot of divine messages in there that I need to finish watching the show because I was giving gratitude to my mother as we were watching it together before we tuned into Elite Talk. And we need to finish watching that show because it was a lot of divine messages in there. But I don't want to say that because I don't want to kind of like, anyway, just based off of the message of what Mahatma was saying, not anything else, is that the time it has slowed down in order for us to catch up, and for us to rise up as well. So it was just like you had to stop and question your whole reality, literally going like 2 years ago, basically, and you had to question your whole reality, and it just seemed like everybody stopped. If you ever seen Soul is another magic movie to watch as well. We already know. So Soul's another one. But if you see just how people are just in this zone of what they're doing, whether it's something great or bad, it's still lost. And you just like, as soon as you pop out and be like, wait, what am I doing? You just question your whole reality after that. You look forward to a whole nother mindset. So I'm looking forward to our further connections, like the unity, the value that we're going into, and even recognizing like this conversation. Just I feel like it helped me so much. So I already know that reflection is helping someone so much as well. And that's why I'm like, yeah, this jump. We need to get all the messages that we can so that way we can be able to uplift ourselves and know that we are activating as we currently speak, because that time about to start speeding back up.
Right. When they put it back up, you better be ready to.
You gotta be ready. We might be in a little time warp right now, but sooner or later that joke will be like, that joke will be like, ow. So yes, I want to stay tuned for all that. That's why I'm so excited. That's why I feel that very like impulsive, intuitive feeling, and that's why I'm like grateful for that conversation, for this conversation and everything. So
thank you for having me. Thank you for being a part of this divine conversation. I really feel like we were able to elevate it, and I look forward to seeing what other people have to say in the comments. I know Sunshine was in there typing away. She definitely was in alignment with a lot of what we were saying. I noticed that she was saying something in there when I was talking about the moon cycles, about each year we move a little bit.
Oh, and Sunshine don't play. She gets on live and breaks down the whole cycle, the whole system. She do not every planet and everything that in regards to how it applies to, from the astrology into us, is like the importance on what she shows a lot. So I would definitely stay in tune with Sunshine Monet for real. Like,
okay. Yes. Well, this has been amazing. Are you gonna help wrap us up with your sound healing?
Oh, what you want me to do? What you want me to do?
Just bring in some healing vibes and do what you do. Like it's an artist playground.
Okay. Well, I feel on my heart, since I mentioned the piece about melanin, that needs to be spoken, since I already mentioned a little bit of the story of where I did not perform the piece, but I did perform the piece in other places for us to be able to receive, and this may be the place for it to be received. I see you, I honor you, and I appreciate you. I see the divine being you are. I just hope that we all understand the fact that we are made up of the stars. This is only a physical vessel that I control because I am not just a body, I am the soul. I said this is only a physical vessel that we control because we are not just a body, we are the soul. We absorb all colors like a cellular black hole. Once color enters, it cannot escape. Melanin are concentrated colors similar to the darkness within outer space. We embody carbon-12. It grows like chlorophyll within a tree. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, all elements that are inside of me. Melanin is not just our pigmentation. You may just call it black. Well, you see, the original meaning of black is pale, faded, absence of light, and I refuse to accept that because we are celestial light beings, wholehearted and empathetic, cosmic energy running through me. We are electromagnetic. Melanin is made up of magnetism, electrifying muscles, organs, skin, the genetic makeup being lights and sounds. My wise old soul has been here too many times, so I am not lost. I am found. I have now become clockwise. So as time goes by, I find myself reading in between the lines, diligence into my shadow work, lifting the veil, finding my purpose, beginning to heal, shining the light on love, and dimming the light on negativity. And I understand why they want to replace our true identity, because there's so much power within knowledge, so we'll be stronger than they'll ever be, gaining crystal clarity, becoming our higher selves, reaffirming our divinity, defining health before wealth. Melanin is our vibranium. So we are made up of condensed sunlight, an organic liquid substance that is located behind your pineal gland. This will be affected purely by the sun to transmute into carbon-7. We are looking forward to a DNA activation, but only if you don't accept prescription mutilation. I understand. I understand that your physician, they may seem genuine, but never trust a doctor who won't take their own medicine. Transhumanism agenda within every vaccine, best believe they know that we hold the God gene. That they may try to erase our light, but their words are null and void because we are celestial light beings, so our energy cannot be created or destroyed. So, to my emperors and my empresses, I ask of you, have you researched any of the things that they tell us to do? No need to fear. The information age has been here. I refuse for my people to be dummies controlled by puppeteers. Stories within Bibles are only allegories, and they are not to be taken literally because we are not born in sin. We are born in skin. We are walking trees of life. We breathe as the trees grow. Melanin is our dark matter. Liquid gold glaze over my higher consciousness. Consciousness breaking free from our mental cage. We refuse to be a prisoner any longer. You cannot trap a god or a goddess. We are celestial light beings, so discovering our worth has become the true test. Now, this isn't about race or who is more superior, because my family has to recognize that we have been judged more than our exterior. History has been shown to mask our story. That is fear being instilled, preventing you from your glory. And we all know what fear stands for, right? That's false evidence appearing real, which will not become my reality. I understand that heaven and hell, they are just based off of frequency. So I will continue to instill positivity into my family tree. Now, do you know your true purpose? And have you understood what Earth is here to teach you? Do you see the divine being in me? Because I see the divine being in you. Ashe.
Woo. Woo. That was ultimately beautiful. Thank you so much. My melanin is my black matter. Yes. Now that's the Black Lives That Matter. Yay.
Yo, we really like that. I just really want to affirm our power, just to continue to affirm our divinity and where we came from and where we are now. Just acknowledge where we are right now is what creates so much gratitude. So I'm like really grateful for you, really grateful for this space, really grateful for 369, mindset, just everybody who literally has helped us and connected, on this frequency. I'm just grateful. So we gonna continue to grow and glow and blossom and just go into an evolution.
Thank you so much. Did you share with the audience how they can find you and get more information?
Oh, okay. So my Instagram is actually Sheen _Anthony. That is Sheen like oil Sheen, SHEEN _Anthony, ANTHONY. And my other page that I just have for spiritual guidance is Creatively Sheen. This is where I want to just mainly start to connect with my soul kin more, and also just guide the frequency into helping us have more divine knowledge within ourselves. But yeah, that's really it. That's really, the dessert page is Desserts with Rasheen, but that's just a little something. If you need me, just hit me up on any other page that you need me on. But I appreciate the energy.
Yes, child. Thank you. Thank you very much for guesting on the show. This has been an amazing first segment of the fully expanded Elite Talks. 2 hours we have been going for, and we plan on bringing you even more awesome dynamic guests. Maybe it might be the same, maybe we'll definitely switch it up, but for sure we are going to be coming and bringing you infinite divine wisdom from a conscious mindset. And to close us out today, we're going to play some sounds from Mahatma Starseed. If you want to hear more of my sounds, you can definitely check out my podcast, EM Healing. This is where I post all my healing sounds along with my healing episodes with my featured guests. I have featured guests from all over the world. I do not discriminate. I have people from Italy, from the UK, Australia, Canada, and a couple of other places. It's just so awesome to see the dynamic. And I also have some US bound individuals that come and stem out of Georgia, California, even New Jersey. It was an amazing lineup. I look forward for y'all to tell me what your healing journey looks like, what it sounds like. And if you are looking to get more support, please check out more of my services, Elite Motivation 411, or any of the other divine conscious individuals that are on here. As you can see, our conscious life can look very different in many different paths. So I hope that somebody that came on the show today was able to resonate with, and if not, please come back. And if you know someone that can help resonate with more spiritual people, please, you can refer them to me. Shoot me a DM on IG, Mahatma _Starseed. And with that, I will be playing my infinite flute sounds. Much love and light. Enjoy this meditative vibe. We took a lot of sound in. We did some healing. We heard some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spoken words. And now it's time to just accept it into your frequency. Allow the things that no longer serve you to just unwind. Make sure you are checking on your safety, your safe altar, your spiritual altar, your love altar, your ancestor altar, whatever altar you want to call it. Make sure you're taking this time, maybe after you get off this live, go and relax. Send some positive vibes to your ancestors because they watching us like we used to watch Family Matters. Much love and light.
Peace and blessings. This portion was dedicated to the ancestors and our spirit guides and our creator. We thank you and all those that protect us and keep us safe and sacred. Continue your journey forth. Stay aligned. Stay divine. Until next time, this is Mahatma Starseed, and you've just tuned in to Elite Talks.